What's going on, guys? This is a comment section number 40. Wow. I don't think I get a prize for that. Okay, here we go. Kevin Lease 633. What's going on? Dude, so you read that review and now you got it mentally stuck in your head that the audio recording sucks. I think this had to do with Yes songs. Growing up with this album, I have a hard time listening to the studio versions. Dude, so Yes songs. It's because Yes songs is pretty fantastic, and there are a lot of the tracks, like, to me, Close to the Edge, where I think I like it better than the studio version. I'm like, man, this kills. Heart of the Sunrise is incredible. Perpetual Change was incredible. I still like the recordings, right? The album, that's fine. I have a hard time listening. Okay, dude, so you read that review and now you got it mentally stuck in your head that the audio recording sucks. That's not accurate. That's not accurate. I can separate the two, and I can also be wrong. So what was it? I think it was close. Was it Close to the Edge on Yes songs, where at the beginning I said, "Oh, this audio is going to be terrible," because just what I was hearing, it sounded like it was about to be bad. It sounded like the quality was about to be bad, but then it wasn't. It didn't end up being that. And I said it at the end. I was like, I thought that was going to be bad audio-wise, but it actually wasn't. It was really good. It was on par with the New York recordings. So, no, I don't just have something. I can come up with my own opinion regardless of what other people say. I don't go along with the crowd. If you're new here, which I think you are, that's not me. There's a lot of people that watch me for that reason because I don't care what other people think or say. I think for myself. And there are times within that I can be wrong, or that I change my opinion. If I get more information, if I hear it more times, because that's life, right? So I didn't just have it in my head. I would have, if I didn't read that, I would have thought it sounded messy anyways. Because I have ears. And so did the people writing it. It wouldn't have been just me saying that. That's kind of the underlying thing, right? It's like multiple people, many people consider this kind of a messy. Even, what's his name? Eddie Offord, their engineer, thought it sounded like dog shit. So, no, it's not just me. It's not just me. It's not just because I read it and I wanted to go, oh, this is going to sound terrible. Well, he said it, so it sounds terrible. I don't do things like that. I don't just go along just because somebody said one thing or another. So that's all. That's all. Anyways, just so you know, that's not the case. Okay, up next, Reaction Triumph, Hold On. Wow, bringing it back, Triumph. User WM, okay, yeah, all right, one of these guys. What's going on? Y'all sound like a musician, not a lyricist. Thank you. That's accurate. I'm not a lyricist, not in that kind of way. Now, when I have written lyrics before and when I have to pay, and that's not to say that I go about that not caring. If I'm working on something, I'm going to care about it, right? And work on it and try and make it as best I can. But I'm a trained musician, not a trained lyricist in that kind of way. I didn't study lyrics like I studied music. So yes, I would consider myself a musician, not a lyricist. And that is accurate. Okay, so community post. I posted, this won't be out until August, but it's happening. Right, this is pretty recent performances of me doing Spirit of Earth, right? Spirit of Earth music, where I'm filming myself actually performing the recording live as it's recording what's going on the album. Okay, and how I do it is, as I've said before, all that music is one take, improvised. It's fully improvised. So what you're seeing is me improvising. That's what you're watching. Me improvising and performing it. Okay? Use Just Once 2386. What's going on? Thank you so much for doing these albums. It's brought me so much peace, especially as I'm recovering from a broken ankle. At a time when everything is more difficult, it's great to put these on at a nice ambient volume and just let it wash over me. Thanks, JP. God bless. I love this comment. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. There you go. That's all. It's pretty much the purpose of it. It's pretty much who it's for. Who's the music for? There you go. Brought me so much peace, especially as I'm recovering from a broken ankle. You could just put it on and leave it on and just have it on. That's it. my literal mission statement. I'm building serenity for listeners to help them hear peace and calmness in a world where there is chaos, right? At a time when everything is more difficult. There you go. If you write down what you're going for, what you're shooting for, what the vision is, and you create with that purpose, with that vision, people will turn around and say, this is what I'm hearing from it. This is what I'm getting from it. I did the same thing when I was doing the Filthy Racket recordings, right? Which, when I created just that side project or whatever, which a lot of that music, all that music is on Bandcamp, but most of it is not on Spotify anymore, actually. All of it's on Bandcamp. All of it except, I think, the very first record. I wrote down descriptive words of what I wanted the music to sound like. So that it's like, when people hear this music, they're going to say these words. And goddamn, if not every single time somebody heard that music, people said one of those words, at least one of those words, every single time, because it's purpose. And I got that from Philip Bailey, who got it from Maurice White, okay? And his vision for Earth, Wind, and Fire, and writing it down, drawing out how the stage was going to look, how the outfits, all those kinds of things. Just the entire idea, the more specific, the better. That's the thing. Be specific. So I would write descriptive words for any project, like what I want it to sound like. Different culture things, like people that listen to this music are also into this. It's just different things like that. It matters, right? Just having that level of focus and purpose matters. Cool. All right. Yes, opening Siberian Catcher Yes songs. Eric Armstrong 6540. What's going on? Get the cat to do a reaction video. Gray cats are cool. I gave you a like for the cat. All right. I'll take it. All right. Yes, Perpetual Change. Yes songs. Kenneth McKinney 2532. What's going on, buddy? I just find it fascinating, and not in a bad way, that you as a bass player spend more time talking about the other players and not Chris Squire, right? Maybe it's just a given he's fantastic, or he's not your style. Great tune. I did a pre-listen yesterday to remind myself I wore this out in the 70s, but still need a reminder of what's coming. 45, 50 years in is a long time. Cheers. Okay, yeah. So, yeah. I don't always or a lot talk about. I actually mentioned this in a video recently. I don't know if it's come out yet. Yeah, I don't mention John Anderson or Chris Squire a lot. Not because I don't like them or don't think they're great at all. It's just, yes, I'm a bass player, but I'm a musician whose instrument is bass. I kind of think more like that. I don't think of, like, I am a bass player. Like, that's what I do. That's my position. That's my viewpoint, is as a musician, as a bass player, and that informs, my writing and producing and playing and all of that. But when I hear a band, like, yes, the bass is important, and what the bass player is doing is important, but lots of times it's not what I'm going to focus on if I think that other things are going to be more important to make it better. Does that make sense? Or things that are just like fantastic. He is, that's not to say that he's not fantastic. He is. But I just like, I don't know. I just like and hear what I hear, and that's it. I don't specifically talk about Chris Squire a lot. I don't know exactly. It's not really like on purpose. It's just I pick out what I pick out. There are times where I pick them out. There are times where I pick them out, but I get that it may not be as often as like maybe Steve Howe or Alan White on this Yes songs, where I'm just like, man, I'm not doing that as much with Chris Squire, and that's not because he's bad or anything. I don't know. Maybe it's because I'm a bass player, and because I'm kind of going back to those conversations of those discussions of like, oh, because you're a studied musician, how you hear things are different. Maybe it's because I'm a studied bass player, and it's like I've heard and I've listened to and I've transcribed and I've focused so intensely on the bass like that it's like, I don't know. And again, it's not that puts him lower in a bass player totem pole or whatever. It's not like that at all. It's just when I'm listening to the music, I just take it as a whole. And the bass is part of that and plays a role in that. But yeah, I don't know. That's just what it is. He's super driving. His tone is great. He's got a unique style. Yeah. So I don't know. That's just what it is. That's just where my ear goes, where it goes. All right. Oh man, bringing it back. Buddy Rich tribute, YYZ, Neil Peart, Jeff Berlin live. Yes, I said YYZ for those people new here. I am not Canadian. Thank you. Nelson Montana 1234. What's going on? A bunch of great jazz musicians who can't play rock with a great rock drummer who can't play jazz. I love that. I love that. Completely accurate. Fully accurate. All right, what else? Yes, and You and I, Close to the Edge. Man, people really don't like that I didn't like this song. On the album and on Yes Songs. That I wasn't like, oh my God, this is amazing. This is my new favorite song. It's not that I didn't like it. It's just, I just thought it was fine. And the one that got me on Yes Songs that didn't get me on the album was Close to the Edge. Really. Wow. Anyways. Lazarus 550, what's going on? Just noticed you. I find it strange why this... Weird. What are you trying to say right there, buddy? I find it strange why this beautifully crafted, created song is seemingly causing you a problem. It's an all-time classic from the greatest band that has graced this planet. Yeah, all-time classic. I bet it is an all-time classic. Maybe for Prague people, which is all of, 10 people in, like, per state? How many Prague people are there, really? Now I'm going to get the Prague army on me. Okay, but no, really. It's not, I mean, classic in regards to what? I mean, it's not Frank Sinatra. I would say Frank Sinatra is classic. I don't think Yes is classic. Yes isn't even, to me, classic rock. Zeppelin is classic rock. Yes is prog rock. You're zooming in the microscope even more on music when you're talking about this band, in my opinion. That's my opinion. But, whatever. It's maybe a classic for prog rock. That's fine. That's fine. Also, I said it's not actually a problem, not for me anyways, because I'm like, what is the problem? There's no problem. There's no problem. The problem is you don't like that I didn't have the response that you want. That's silly. Okay. Anyways. All right. This one I thought was hilarious. I thought this was hilarious. And it made me wonder, was I wearing my Taylor Swift shirt when I was doing this? I need to double check. I'm not going to do it. I may have been wearing my Taylor Swift shirt, which is hilarious. Okay. Yes, you and I, Perry 3928, what's going on? I wouldn't expect a Taylor Swift fan to get it. It's okay. These are musicians that play instruments, not computer-generated garbage. I thought that was hilarious. And, I don't know if you're, digging at me or whatever. I just thought it was funny. Just thought it was funny. I was like, maybe I was wearing my Taylor Swift shirt, which is hilarious. I'm not actually literally a Taylor Swift fan. Never heard her albums. I've heard songs. There's no way that you can't hear Taylor Swift songs just somewhere if you're out in the world, because she's everywhere and she's pushed everywhere and all that. Biggest pop star a day right now, right? That being said, the music that I've heard of hers that's on the radio right now, I think sucks. That song that she has with Post Malone right now, which I don't expect any of you to have ever heard. I forget what it's called. Fortnite. It's called Fortnite. That's right. I was like, it's that game. Whatever. I'm not a gamer. I'm not, just none of that stuff. Anyways, Fortnite. Garbage. In my opinion. Just terrible song. I hate it. Every single time it comes on, I turn it off. Like if I'm listening to radio, which sometimes I listen to the radio when I'm driving, just because I like to hear what's current. I like to hear what's current. Sometimes there's good pop songs. Sometimes. You know, it's no different than going through these records. It's like when you're going through records and you go through discography, I want to find the gems, the stuff that the hidden gems, the ones that I haven't heard before that I'm like, oh man, this is awesome. This is incredible. Like Rush, Ghost of a Chance, just as an example. That's an awesome song that nobody ever told me to check out. And then I had to hear it on the album when I was going through their discography to be like, yo, how come nobody told me about Ghost of a Chance? This is a great song. I really like this song. So you never know. There's I want to say it's a Teddy Swim song that's on the radio that's right now that I like. But, you know, a lot of it is, you know, there's a bunch of Doja Cat, there's some Dua Lipa, you know, and Taylor Swift and stuff like that I'm just kind of like, you know, it's not. Anyways, that's not for this video. Cool. All right. Yeah, I love that comment. I thought it was hilarious. All right, there it is. Thank you guys. I'll catch you in the next video.